In the kingdom of Vijayanagara lived a man named Ramaya. He was regarded inauspicious by the people of the town. They believed that if they saw him the first thing in the morning, their entire day would be cursed and they would not be able to eat anything throughout the day. This story reached the king's ears too. He invited Ramaya to his palace to know the truth. He ordered his attendants to make everything available for Ramaya's stay in the room just next to his room. The next morning, the king, without meeting anyone, went to Ramaya's room first to see his face. In the afternoon, the king sat down for lunch but could not eat anything since there was a fly sitting in his plate. He ordered the cook to prepare lunch for him again. By the time lunch was prepared, Krishnadevaraya did not feel like eating anymore. Since he had not eaten anything, he could not concentrate on his work. He realized that whatever the people said was indeed true. Thus, he decided that a jinxed man like Ramaya should not live and ordered his soldiers to hang him. The soldiers did not want to hang him, but they could not disobey their king. After coming to know about her husband's punishment, Ramaya's wife rushed to seek Tenali's help. With a lot of grief and tears streaming down her eyes, she told Tenali Rama everything. The next morning, when the soldiers were taking Ramaya to hang him, they met Tenali Rama on the way. Tenali whispered something in Ramaya's ears and went. When the guards asked Ramaya for his last wish before being hanged, he said that he wanted to send a note to the king. The guard handed over the note to the king. The king read the note, in which it was written that if seeing my face, one loses his appetite all the day, then a person seeing king's face first thing in the morning is destined to lose his life. So then who was more cursed, he or the king? The king understood what Ramaya meant and set him free. Moral: never believe in superstitions. There was a woman named Vidyulata in the Vijayanagara kingdom. She was proud of her accomplishments in the field of fine arts and was arrogant too. One day, she put up a board in front of her house. On the board, it was written that whoever would defeat her wit, intelligence, wisdom, and knowledge in ancient books, she would reward that person with 1000 gold coins. Many scholars took the challenge but could not defeat her. Days passed, but no one could defeat her. One day, a man selling firewood was shouting on top of his voice just outside her house. When this went on for quite some time, Vijulata got irritated. She came outside and asked him to sell her the firewood. The man, hearing that, said that he did not want to sell this firewood in exchange for money, but for a handful grain. Vijulata agreed and asked him to dump the firewood at her backyard. The man insisted that she did not understand what he had actually asked for. He further told her that now, if she could not pay the exact price of a handful grain, then she must give the 1000 gold coins and also take off the board, asking people to come for an intellectual argument with her. Vijulata got angry and said, "What nonsense are you saying?" The vendor replied that it was not nonsense, and she had failed to understand what he meant, and hence had lost her in the war of words. When she heard what he just said, she got very angry. After a heated argument between the two, Vijulata approached the provincial court. The judge heard what Vijulata had to say. Then he asked the firewood seller what he wanted. He told the judge that in lieu of the firewood, he had asked for a handful grain, which means a grain which would fill her hand. Since she had failed to understand such a simple thing, she is not as wise as she assumes to be. and therefore she take off the board in front of her house. The judge was impressed by the firewood seller's intelligence and wit and asked Vijulata to pay him 1000 gold coins and to take off the board outside his house. Tenali Rama had actually disguised himself as the firewood seller in order to teach the arrogant and snobbish Vijulata a lesson. Moral: you should be humble about your achievements and intelligence.